Yeah. Yes, 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 yes. Now, I mean, we live and direct and live. Y'all know what it is. Today, Black is Go episode number 3. Iron Mike Tyson. You know what I'm saying? Let me give a shout out, pause for the cause. People who tuned in early. You know what I'm saying? Give a shout out to the homie Rush. Rush, what up? You know what I mean? Give a shout out also to the homie Stan Joseph. He says, good afternoon. Afternoon to you too, brother. M3 in the shout out. Iron Mike. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You know what I'm saying? So yes, y'all, you talking about Iron Mike. All right, Iron Mike Tyson. You know what I mean? As always, I'll post the link for y'all. Y'all can come up. I'm only doing an hour, so we gotta make this hour good while it's good and while we can get it going. You feel what I'm saying? So now Iron Mike Tyson has a very, very compelling story, okay? He was the youngest, and I think he still is the youngest world heavyweight champion. Okay? Now, you know what I mean? He came from a very, 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 you know what I mean, humble background, okay? So, due to that, he endured a lot of hardship. He went through a lot of stuff, you know what I'm saying? And, in that time, he developed his craft as one of the greatest ever. One of the greatest ever to do it. Let me take another pause for the cause. You know what I mean? Shout out to Lady E. You know what I mean? Hello, Mr. Best and the rest. Hey, Lady E. You know what I mean? Hopefully you resting in your femininity. No, I'm joking. But Lady E, thank you for tuning in. Appreciate you, family. But yes, Iron Mike, man, one of the greatest. You know what I mean? Youngest world heavyweight champion, ever. You know what I mean? And that's a big accomplishment. Especially from where he came from. I'm about to get into the story in 1 second. You know what I'm saying? I'm just gonna pin this little link to the Chizat. You know what I mean? Anybody want to come up, come through. You know what I'm saying? I'm not holding nobody back. You know what I mean? Come on through. We discuss Mike Tyson. Like I said, this is only for an hour. Okay? I'm not here for a long time, but I am here for a good time, all right? So in the hour that I'm up here, let's have the conversation. All right? So let's get into the history of Iron Mike Tyson via Wikipedia. You know what I mean? Also, y'all know I'm not putting that Wikipedia up here because I'm not trying to get a charge on YouTube. I ain't trying to catch the YouTube case. You feel me? You know what I mean? I'm trying to dodge the YouTube cases as much as I can. You know what I mean? So I can provide y'all the great content. Okay? Now, let's get into it. Michael Gerard Tyson, born June 30th, 1966. He's 1 year older than one of my parents. Didn't know he had a middle name either. Is an American former professional boxer who competed from 1985 to 2005, 20-year career. That's a huge accomplishment. Nicknamed Iron Mike and Kid Dynamite in his early career, and later known as the baddest man on the planet. Tyson's considered to be one of the greatest heavyweight boxers of all time. He reigned as an undisputed world heavyweight champion from 1987 to 1990. That's a 3-year run. Oh my gosh. Look, man, some people can't even last 3 days, let alone 3 months. 3 years, that's a huge accomplishment. Tyson won his first 19 professional fights by knockout, 12 of them in the first round, claiming his first belt at 20 years, 4 months, and 22 days old. Man, 20 years old, he was the world champion? Oh, man. 20 years old, I'm not even going to say it. Tyson holds the record as the youngest boxer ever to win a heavyweight title. He was the first heavyweight boxer to simultaneously hold the WBA, WBC, and IBF titles, as well as the only heavyweight to unify them in succession. The following year, Tyson became the lineal champion when he knocked out Michael Spinks in 91 seconds of the first round. Damn, 91 seconds. Whew. In 1990, Tyson was knocked out by underdog Buster Douglas in one of the biggest upsets in boxing history. That was a huge upset. Let's continue. In 1992, Tyson was convicted of rape and sentenced to 6 years in prison, although he was released on parole after 3 years. After his release in 1995, he engaged in a series of comeback fights, regaining the WBA and WBC titles in 1996 to join Floyd Patterson, Muhammad Ali, Tim Witherspoon, Evander Holyfield, and George Foreman as the only men in boxing history to have regained a heavyweight championship after losing it. You know what I mean? Yeah, two-time world heavyweight champion. Yes, sir, M3. Yes, sir. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. All right, let's continue. After being stripped of the WC title in the same year, Tyson lost the WBA title to Evander Holyfield by an 11th round stoppage. Their 1997 rematch ended when Tyson was disqualified for biting Holyfield's ears. Ooh, man, that was gruesome. I remember that. One bite notoriously being strong enough to remove a portion of his right ear. Ugh. In 2002, Tyson fought for the World Heavyweight title, losing by knockout to Lennox Lewis. Yeah, that was sad, man. He did Tyson bad. Mike Tyson's Punch-Out was the best game in the 80s. Word? You think so? You think so, bro? Okay. It's definitely up there. Definitely. You know what I mean? Tyson was known for his ferocious and intimidating boxing style, as well as his controversial behavior inside and outside the ring, with a knockout to win percentage of 88%. Yo, can you imagine that every time you fought, you damn near won every single fight? Like 88% of the time? Like 88% of the time. You know what I mean? Like, that's an incredible record. Don't be up in here capping talking about y'all done won 80% of y'all fights, because no, y'all haven't. He was ranked 16th on the Ring Magazine list of 100 greatest punchers of all time, and first on ESPN's list of the hardest hitters in heavyweight history. Oh, man. He can, when he hits you, he hits you. Sky Sports described him as perhaps the most ferocious fighter to step into a professional ring. He has been inducted into the International Boxing Hall of Fame and the World Boxing Hall of Fame. Wow. Techno Bowl was the best. Yo, Techno Bowl, that joint was addictive. You know what I mean? You get on the Tecmo Bowl, that joint was addictive, man. People still be talking about Tecmo Bowl, you know what I'm saying? To this day. Got to give a cause for the pause for the homie King's Table. What up, a.k.a. Sherrod. King's Table, man, salute to you, brother. Thanks for pulling up, man. Y'all make sure y'all like and subscribe to King's Table. All right, show that brother some love. Great content creator. You know what I mean? He rocked the show with us on Monday. You know what I mean? Stayed with us for 3.5 hours. Killed it. You know what I mean? Deleted it. I'm sorry. YouTube, don't give me a charge. Deleted it. You know what I mean? Did his thing. For real. And he had the ladies in check. As always, as we do. Oh, man. Shout out another one for Harris Tribe Media Group. Peace, family. Peace, Harris Tribe Media Group. Shout out to Mr. He Said, Mr. She Said. You know what I mean? You know, they went up live yesterday. They had an awesome live. Also, Mr. He Said going live tomorrow, Cerebro Saturday. Check him out. Also, Mr. She Said going live on Sunday with that same Sunday. You should be ashamed of yourself, goddammit. Who else we got? Okay, they give me a shout out again. I see you. All right. So, let's get into his early life. All right. Michael Gerard Tyson was born into a Catholic family in Fort Greene, Brooklyn. Wow, that's where my parents are from. New York City on June 30th, 1966. He has an older brother named Rodney, born 1961, an older sister named Denise, who passed away of a heart attack at age 24 in February 1990. Man, so, salute to her, salute to Iron Mike and his sister. Condolences for that, definitely. Tyson's mother, born in Charlestonville, Virginia, was described as promiscuous women who might have been a product. Whoa, I ain't gonna say that. Tyson's biological father is listed as Purcell Tyson, a humble cab driver who was from Jamaica on his birth certificate. But the man Tyson had known as his father was a pimp named Jimmy Kirkpatrick. Kirkpatrick was from Greertown, North Carolina, a predominantly black neighborhood that was annexed by the city of Charlotte. Ooh, man, okay, we got some history here. Where he was one of the neighborhood's top baseball players. Kirkpatrick married and had a son. Tyson's half-brother, Jimmy Lee Kirkpatrick, helped to integrate Charlotte high school football in 1965. Wow. Man, so he comes from a stock of athletes and people that's, doing their thing out here. In 1959, Jimmy Kirkpatrick left his family and moved to Brooklyn, where he met Tyson's mother, Lorna Mae Smith Tyson. You know what I mean? Kirkpatrick frequented pool halls, gambled, and hung out on the streets. You know what I mean? My father was just a regular street guy caught up in the street world, Tyson said. Kirkpatrick abandoned the Tyson family around the time Mike was born. Even Tyson's mother that cared for the children on her own. Kirkpatrick passed away in 1992. Man, salute to Mike Tyson's, father. You know what I mean? Salute to him. You know what I mean? So the family lived in Bed-Stuy until their financial burden necessitated a move to my home, you know what I'm saying? Brownsville, yeah. When Tyson was 10 years old. Tyson's mother died 6 years later. Sorry about that. Leaving 6-year-old Tyson to care of boxing manager and trainer Cus D'Amato, man, who was a legend, man. If you don't know about Cus D'Amato, look him up. You know what I'm saying? He's definitely a legend out there in the boxing world and beyond. Yes, BK all day, Harris Media. You already know. You know what I mean? Who would become his legal guardian. Tyson later said, I never saw my mother happy with me and proud of me for doing something. She only knew me as being a wild kid running the streets, coming home with new clothes that she knew I didn't pay for. I never got a chance to talk to her or know about her. Professionally, it has no effect, but it's questioning emotionally and personally. Man, yeah, that definitely took a toll on Mike, for real, for real. You know? Throughout his childhood, Tyson lived in and around neighborhoods with a high rate of crime. According to the interview and details, his first fight was with a bigger youth who had pulled the head off one of Tyson's pigeons. Tyson was repeatedly caught committing petty crimes and fighting those who ridiculed his high-pitched voice and lisp. By the age of 13, he had been arrested 38 times. Man. But to be honest with you, man, in Brownsville, that's not a thing that's kind of, out of the ordinary. Like, that's what goes down up in my town, like, for real. You know what I mean? He ended up at the Tyrone School for Boys in Johnston, New York. Tyson's emerging boxing ability was discovered there by Bobby Stewart, a juvenile detention center counselor and former boxer. Stewart considered Tyson to be an outstanding fighter and trained him for a few months before introducing him to Cus D'Amato. Tyson dropped out of high school as a junior. He would be awarded an honorary doctorate in humane letters from Central State University in 1989. Kevin Rooney was also a legend. Look up Kevin Rooney whenever y'all get a chance. Also trained Tyson. He was occasionally assisted by Teddy Atlas. Wow. Teddy Atlas is huge in boxing, all right? Y'all have heard of that name before. You heard of the Teddy Atlas name? You don't know about Teddy Atlas? Do your research. Just do your research. Ain't hard to find. That's all I got to say. Although Atlas was dismissed by D'Amato when Tyson was 15, Rooney eventually took over all training duties for the young fighter. All right? Let's get into more of his history. Let's get to the amateur history, all right? What he did in the amateurs. As an amateur, Tyson won gold medals at the 1981 and 1982 Junior Olympic Games, defeating Joe Cortez in 1981 and beating Elton Brown in 1982. Brown's corner threw in the towel in the first round. Wow. Man, that's crazy. In 1984, Tyson won a gold medal at the National Golden Gloves held in New York, beating Jonathan Littles. He fought Henry Tillman twice as an amateur, losing both bouts by decision. Tillman went on to win heavyweight gold at the 1984 Summer Olympics in Los Angeles. I heard that was a great Olympics too back in 84, which was my birth year. You already know. Okay, rise to stardom. Tyson made his professional debut as an 18-year-old on March 6, 1985 in Albany, New York, upstate, you know what I mean? He defeated Hector Mercedes via first-round TKO. He had 15 bouts in his first year as a professional. Fighting frequently, Tyson won 26 of his first 28 fights by KO or TKO. 16 of those came in the first round. Man, the quality of his opponents gradually increased to journeyman fighters and borderline contenders like James Tillis. I heard of him. James Tillis is a legend in boxing. Look him up. David Jacko, Jesse Ferguson, heard of him as well. Mitch Green, y'all know about Mitch Green, and Marvis Frazier. His win streak attracted media attention, and Tyson was billed as the next great heavyweight champion. D'Amato passed away in November 1985, relatively early in Tyson's professional career. And some speculate that his death was a catalyst to many of the troubles Tyson was to experience as his life and career progressed. Yeah, that whole thing with Cus D'Amato, that changed him. Salute to the homie, Rush, for the check-in. Know what I mean? Salute, brother, salute, definitely. Y'all make sure y'all like and subscribe to that Labuto Network, all right? My brother got some big things popping over there. And the Black Files. So he part of the Black Files team. We cooking up some real stuff for y'all. Some real stuff for y'all. For real, for real. Tyson, one of the greatest. Exactly, brother. Exactly. He definitely is. Tyson's first nationally televised bout took place on February 16th, 1986 at Houston Fieldhouse in Troy, New York, against journeyman heavyweight Jesse Ferguson. It was carried by ABC Sports. Tyson knocked down Ferguson with an uppercut in the fifth round that broke Ferguson's nose. Let me give a shout out again to my people coming in. Shout out to sophomore Marcus. What up, what up? You know what I mean? Said, shout out salute to you ladies and gents in the chat and panel. And then to the soapbox, sick thumbnail. I am Mike Tyson. You already know. Let me tell you, these Black as Gold thumbnails is going to be fire, all right? I've been really, working on them and kind of Yeah. I got a method to my madness, y'all. I got a method to my madness. And if you want to know, I'll tell you later. Just hit me up, privately. Also, we got JP, Inspiring Matriarch. What up, JP? Peace out the intellectual soapbox and how's your spirit? JP, you already know me, man. I'm on fire out here, but I'm chilling. It's Friday. It's kind of raining today in Cali a little bit. Sun creeping out a little bit. That spring is coming. I got about another 6 weeks. You know how it is in this West Coast. You over here with us. About another 6-8 weeks, we about to get right. So, another 6-8 weeks, I'm about to put these sweaters up. And yeah, it's about to be t-shirt and shorts time. Y'all know how we do on the West Side. So yeah, let's keep it going. During the 6th round, Ferguson began to hold and clinch Tyson in an apparent attempt to avoid further punishment. After admonishing Ferguson several times to obey his commands to box, the referee finally stopped the fight near the middle of the 6th round. The fight was initially ruled a win for Tyson by disqualification of his opponent. She said, somebody ready? Oh, you already know, JP. You already know. Push-ups and sit-ups all day. He said, Tadar, I love when she do that. I love when she do that. Hey, y'all see that link up there? Anybody come through? You know what I mean? We can talk about Iron Mike and all. This is Black History Month, you know what I mean? I'm really profiling our people, you know what I'm saying? And I want to hear all views, all right? So some of these people y'all may not like, all right? I'm just putting it out there. I'm probably going to share somebody that you do not like, okay? That you think is like the most worst person in the world. But I'm going to still profile them because they made an impact in the Black community somehow, some way. All right? So I want to hear y'all real perspective on the people. Don't just give them their flowers. I want you to give them, I want you to give them some shit too. You know what I mean? If you feel that way. I'm not even going to post any of that. So Marcus giving a shout out to everybody. You saying hello to Marcus? Yeah. Y'all know how we do. So the ruling was adjusted to a win by technical knockout after Tyson's corner protested that a DQ win would end Tyson's string of knockout victories, and that a knockout would have been the inevitable result, which it probably would have. In July, after recording 6 more knockout victories, Tyson fought former world title challenger Marvis Frazier in Glen Falls, New York, on another ABC Sports broadcast. Tyson won easily, charging at Frazier at the opening bell and hitting him with an uppercut that knocked Frazier unconscious 30 seconds into the fight. On November 22nd, 1986, Tyson was given his first title fight against Trevor Berbick. Trevor Berbick was a nice little heavyweight, all right? I ain't saying he was a legend, but Trevor Berbick had some skills, you know what I'm saying? You can't become a world heavyweight champion without having skills. Tyson won the title by TKO in the 2nd round, and at the age of 20 years and 4 months became the youngest heavyweight champion in history. He added the WA and IBF title after defeating James Smith and Tony Tucker in 1987. Both of them brothers they was heavyweights, you know what I mean? I'm not gonna say they're making the Hall of Fame. They was they was cool, you know what I mean? Tyson's dominant performance brought many accolades. All right, Donald Saunders wrote, "The notable and manly art of boxing can at least cease worrying about its immediate future now that it has discovered a heavyweight champion fit to stand along Dempsey." Look up Dempsey, all right? Look up the heavyweight Dempsey. That dude was a terror, all right? Tooney was another terror. Joe Louis, y'all already know about Joe Louis. Joe Louis was, they say he was like the first Mike Tyson. He was just beating the shit out of everybody, all right? Like literally. Rocky Marciano's getting busy. Marciano actually never lost a fight. Like he was nice with his. And of course, Muhammad Ali. You already know what Muhammad Ali did. You know what I mean? 3-time world heavyweight champion. You know what I mean? Undisputed world heavyweight champion. Let me give a shout out to Sister Ayania. Hey, what's going on, Sister Ayania? What's going on? Sister Ayania, I hope you're being peaceful in these YouTube streets, all right? Hope you're being peaceful, all right? I got to mess with you. You know I got to mess with you. You know that already. Let me get back to it. Tyson intimidated fighters with his strength, combined with his outstanding hand speed, accuracy, coordination, and timing. Tyson also possessed notable defensive abilities, holding his hands high in the peekaboo style, taught by his mentor, Cus D'Amato. Yeah, he was nice with that peekaboo style. Ooh, man. Now, let me get back to it. I'm trying to find my way. Where'd I go? To slip under and weave around his opponent's punches while timing his own. You know what I mean? Give him more shout outs. All right, I see you. Tyson's explosive punching technique was due in large part part to crouching immediately prior to throwing a hook or an uppercut. This allowed the spring of his legs to add power to the punch. Among his signature moves was a right hook to his opponent's body, followed by a right uppercut to his opponent's shin. Lorenzo Boyd, Jesse Ferguson, and Jose Robalta were each knocked down by this combination. Wow. Like, you know it's coming, but it ain't a damn thing you can do about it. You know it's coming, but it ain't a damn thing you can do about it. Literally. Yes, y'all, please. Like, subscribe. You know what I mean? Y'all know what to do. Hit the bell. Y'all know what it is. You know what I'm saying? Thank you, Marcus, for that, man. Appreciate you, brother. You know what I'm saying? Let me keep going. Now let's get into when he really took over the world, all right? Expectations for Tyson were extremely high. He was the favorite to win the Heavyweight Unification Series, a tournament designed to establish an undisputed heavyweight champion. Tyson defended his title against James Smith on March 7, 1987 in Las Vegas, Nevada. He won by unanimous decision and added Smith's World Boxing Association title to his existing belt. Tyson mania in the media was becoming rampant. He beat Pinklin Thomas and made by TKO in the 6th round. I heard about Pinklin Thomas. He was all right. On August 1st, he took the International Boxing Federation title from Tony Tucker in a 12-round unanimous decision. He became the first heavyweight to own all 3 major belts, WBA, WBC, and IBF at the same time. All right? Had all the belts. Another fight in October of that year ended with a victory for Tyson over 1984 Olympic super heavyweight gold medalist Terrell Biggs by TKO in the 7th round. All right, so he got back at Terrell Biggs. Remember, Terrell Biggs was giving him the business when he was younger, you know what I'm saying? But he got it back at him. Okay, M3, here we go. This is for M3 right here, if you listen to M3. During this time, Tyson came to the attention of gaming company Nintendo. Here we go. After witnessing one of Tyson's fights, Nintendo of America presented Minoru Arakawa was impressed by the fighter's power and skill, prompting him to suggest Tyson be included in the upcoming Nintendo Entertainment System port of the Punch-Out arcade game. In 1987, Nintendo released Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. All right, that's for you, M3. I know you're talking about Mike Tyson Punch-Out. There you go, brother. Which was well received and sold more than 1 million copies. Tyson had 3 fights in 1988. He faced Larry Holmes. Look, Larry Holmes, the Eastern Assassin? Yo, Larry Holmes was knocking dudes out clean. All right. Now, I know Ali was young, but he gave Ali the business too. All right. He gave him the business as well. Let me give a shout out to my brother, Truth. You know what I mean? Truth, what up, baby? Family first, blood in. You already know how we do. You know what I mean? Truth, man, come up here. You know I need you up here and talking to me sports. All right, Truth? Come on up here and talk this Mike Tyson with me, baby. You know how we do. You know what I mean? If you're not busy. All right, so yeah, Larry Holmes. Larry Holmes is getting down for the crown. All right, Marcus, come up here too if you want. He was getting down for the crown, man. He was like I said, Larry Holmes was the Eastern Assassin, man. He was not playing. Okay? All right, so let's see what Tyson did to Larry Holmes. All right, so he faced Larry Holmes on January 22nd, 1988, and defeated the legendary former champion by KO in the 4th round. So Larry Holmes lasted 4 rounds. All right? He lasted 4 rounds, y'all. You know what I mean? Larry Holmes, you know, I'm telling you, he was no joke. All right? Do your research on Larry Holmes, the Eastern Assassin. All right? He was putting heads to bed, for real. In March, Tyson then fought contender Tony Tubbs. I heard of Tony Tubbs. He was all right. In Tokyo, Japan, fighting an easy 2nd round TKO victory in promotional marketing work. On June 27, 1988, Tyson faced Michael Spinks. Michael Spinks had some hands too. All right, Michael Spinks had a little bit of footwork in hands too. You know what I mean? He was definitely a legend. Speaking of a legend, got to give a shout out to OG Patrice. OG, what up? What up, OG? What's going on? Says greetings, salutations, family. Hey, family, what's going on? Listen, OG Patrice is coming back next weekend on Knowledge and Relationships. Okay, all right. Straight No Chaser Talk with OG Patrice. We'll be back. It will be back next Sunday. All right, next Sunday it'll be back. Not this Sunday. Next Sunday. All right. So stay tuned, y'all, and get ready. She got some incredible stuff coming for y'all. All right, for the new year. So be ready. Everybody giving that, you know, they loved everybody. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I see y'all. Spinks, who had taken the heavyweight championship from Larry Holmes, by a 15-round decision in 1985, had not lost his title in the ring, but was not recognized as a champion by the major boxing organizations. Holmes had previously given up all but the IBF title, and that was eventually stripped from Spinks after he elected to fight Jerry Cooney. I heard of Jerry Cooney. Jerry Cooney had some hands, all right? Went about TKO in the 5th round. Rather than IBF #1 contender, Tony Tucker, as the Cooney fight provided him a large purse. However, Spinks did become the lineal champion by beating Holmes, and many, including Ring Magazine, consider him to have a legitimate claim to being a true heavyweight champion. All right, so I'm gonna skip through all this. Right now, let's get to when things kind of start taking a left for Tyson, man. Unfortunately, right? Controversy and upset. During this period, Tyson's problem outside the ring was also becoming to emerge. His marriage to Robin Givens was headed for divorce. Damn, man. Ah, man. You know what I mean? He was doing well. Y'all know the story, man. He meet the chick and it goes left. It goes left, man. We be doing well, man. Then we meet her and it goes left. We went left. And his future contract was being fought over by Don King and Bill Cayton. In late 1988, y'all know about Don King. If you don't, look him up. Bill Cayton is a big name in boxing too. In late '88, Tyson parted with manager Bill Cayton and fired longtime trainer Kevin Rooney. Wow. The man many credited for honing Tyson's craft after the deletion of D'Amato. Following Rooney's departure, critics alleged that Tyson began to show less head movement and combination punching. See, he lost the trainer, he got sloppy. You know what I'm saying? And, the fall about to happen. Salute to Mr. She Said. Hey, check out Mr. She Said on Have a Try Media Group on Thursdays with Mr. He Said. And check her out on Shame Sunday. You should be damn ashamed of yourself. All right? Check her out on Shame Sunday, all right? Know what I mean? Show us some love. For real, for real. Thank you for tuning in, sis. Appreciate you. All right, so let's get to it, y'all. Following Rooney's departure, okay, I read that part. In 1989, Tyson had only 2 fights, and amid personal turmoil, he faced a British boxer, Frank Bruno, who also was lame. Frank Bruno had some hands for real. In February, Bruno managed to stun Tyson at the end of the 1st round. See, I told you, Bruno had some hands. He was strong, man. That British dude was strong. Although Tyson went on to knock Bruno out in the 5th round, Tyson then knocked out Carl the Truth Williams, who also had some hands too, in the first round in July. All right, so Tyson, he's starting to kind of be lackluster. You know what I'm saying? Because he's still knocking him out, but he ain't doing what he used to do because he lost Kevin Rooney. You know what I mean? That led to everything falling apart. You know what I'm saying? In 1990, Tyson seemed to have lost direction, and his personal life was in disarray amidst reports of less rigorous training prior to the Buster Douglas match. In a fight on February 11, 1990, he lost the Undisputed Championship to Douglas in Tokyo. Tyson was a huge betting favorite. Indeed, the Mirage, the only casino to put out odds to the fight, made Tyson a 42-1 favorite. Can you imagine if you bet your money on Buster Douglas that fight and he won? Hold on, y'all. Hold on. He actually won that fight. Can y'all imagine that? You know what I mean? You had your last 20 or your last 100. Or maybe you big balling. Maybe you put like 1,000 or 2,000, and he won. Oh man, shrimp and lobster for everybody. You know what I mean? Tyson failed to find a way past Douglas' quick jab that had a 12-inch reach event over his own. Woo, man, he had some hands. Tyson did catch Douglas with an uppercut in the 8th round and knocked him to the floor. But Douglas recovered sufficiently and Tyson a heavy beating in the subsequent 2 rounds. After the fight, the Tyson camp would complain that the count was slow and that Douglas had taken longer than 10 seconds to get back on his feet, which is true. Douglas actually did get knocked out. Hate to tell y'all that, but Tyson actually did knock out Douglas, all right? Just 35 seconds into the 10th round, Douglas unleashed a brutal uppercut, followed by a 4-punch combination of hooks that knocked Tyson down for the first time in his career. He was counted out by referee Octavia Mayron. The knockout victory by Douglas over Tyson, the previous undefeated baddest man on the planet, and arguably the most feared boxer in professional boxing at the time, has been described as one of the most shocking upsets in modern sports history. All right, let's see what happened after Douglas. Let's see what Tyson did after that. You know what I'm saying? Let's see how he handled the adversity. Despite the shocking loss, Tyson has said that losing to Douglas was the greatest moment of his career. I needed that fight to make me a better person and fighter. I have a broader perspective of myself in boxing. After the loss, Tyson recovered with first-round knockouts of Henry Tillman and Alex Stewart. Alex Stewart was nice, so I heard of him. In his next two fights, Tyson's victory over Tillman, the 1984 Olympic heavyweight gold medalist, enabled Tyson to avenge his amateur losses at Tillman's hands. Got that get back. I see you, Tyson. These bouts set up an elimination match for another shot at the Undisputed World Heavyweight Championship, which Evander Holyfield had taken from Douglas in his first defense of the title. If y'all know about Evander Holyfield, don't know what to tell you. All right? Certified legend. Evander Holyfield was definitely the real deal. Like Snoop Dogg said, real deal like Evander Holyfield. He was a real deal. Man, combinations, boxing, you know what I'm saying? Brawling. Evander Holyfield could do it all. He could box you, he could brawl you, and he could just straight up beat your ass. All right? I mean, I'm just being honest. Holyfield was a man. He was scary, man. Holyfield was scary. You know what I mean? And quick too, man. Holyfield had some speed, man. He wasn't just all power and technique. That brother knew how to slip in them punches. All right. Tyson, who was the number one contender, faced number two contender Donovan Razor Ruddock, who I heard about too. He had hands as well. On March 18, 1991, in Las Vegas, Ruddock was seen as the most dangerous heavyweight around and was thought of as one of the hardest punching heavyweights. Tyson and Ruddock went back and forth for most of the fight until referee Richard Steele controversially stopped the fight in the seventh round in favor of Tyson. This decision infuriated the fans in attendance, sparking a post-fight melee in the audience. The referee had to be escorted from the ring. Tyson and Ruddock met again on June 20th that year, with Tyson knocking down Ruddock twice and won the 12-round unanimous decision. A fight between Tyson and Holyfield for the Undisputed Championship was scheduled for November 8th, 1991 at Caesars Palace in Las Vegas, but Tyson pulled out after sustaining a rib cartilage injury during training. Man, now here's where it all goes down. Ah, man. Great trial in prison. Here we go, y'all. Tyson was arrested in July 1991 for the rape of 19-year-old Desiree Washington in an Indianapolis hotel room. Tyson's rape trial at the Marion County Superior Court lasted from January 26th to February 10th, 1992. Partial corroboration of Washington's story came via testimony from Tyson's chauffeur, who confirmed Desiree Washington's state of shock after the incident. Further testimony came from the emergency room physician who examined Washington more than 24 hours after the incident and confirmed that Washington's physical condition was consistent with rape. Damn. Under lead defense lawyer Vincent J. Fuller's direct examination, Tyson claimed that everything had taken place with Washington's full consent, and he claimed not to have forced himself upon her. While he was cross-examined by lead prosecutor Gregory Grayson, Tyson denied claims that he had misled Washington and insisted that she wanted to have, she wanted to do with him. Tyson was convicted on a rape charge on February 10, 1992, after the jury deliberated for nearly 10 hours. Damn. Alan Dishwasher acted as Tyson's counsel, filed an appeal urging error of law and the court's exclusion of evidence of the victim's past intimacy conduct known as the Grape Shield Law. The exclusion of 3 potential defense witnesses and the lack of a jury instruction on honest and reasonable mistake of fact. The Indiana Court of Appeals ruled against Tyson in a 2-1 vote. Man, you know what I mean? So, Tyson going through it, man. You know what I'm saying? During this time. On March 26, 1992, Tyson was sentenced to 6 years in prison, along with 4 years of probation. He was assigned to the Indiana Youth Center, now the Plainfield Correctional Facility, in April 1992. Man. And he was released in March 1995 after serving less than 3 years of the sentence. It has been widely reported that while in prison, Tyson converted to Islam and adopted the Muslim name Malik Abdul Aziz. Some sources report it as Malik Shabazz. However, Tyson stated that he converted to Islam before entering prison, but made no efforts to correct the misinformation in the media. Tyson never changed his given name to an Islamic one, despite the rumors. Due to this conviction, Tyson was required to register as a Tier 2 great offender under federal law. You know what I mean? That's okay. Let's talk about the comeback. Don't call it a comeback. After being paroled from prison, Tyson easily won a comeback bout against Peter McNeely and Buster Matthews Jr. Tyson's first comeback fight grossed more than $96 million worldwide, including United States record $63 million from PPV television. The viewing of the fights was purchased by 1.52 million homes, setting both PPV viewership and revenue records. The 89-second fight elicited criticism that Tyson management lined up tomato cans to ensure easy victories for his return. TV Guide included the Tyson McNeely fight in the list of the 50 greatest TV sports of all time in 1998. Tyson regained one bout by easily winning the WBC title against Frank Bruno in March 1996. It was the second fight between the two, and Tyson knocked out Bruno in the third round. In 1996, Lennox Lewis turned down a $13.5 million guarantee to fight Tyson. This would have been Lewis's highest fight purse to date. Lewis then accepted $4 million from Don King to step aside and allow Tyson to fight Bruce Seldon, who actually was pretty nice in the ring too, for an expected $30 million, instead with the intention that Tyson defeated Seldon, he would fight Lewis next. Tyson added the WBA belt by defeating champion Seldon in the first round of September that year. Seldon was severely criticized and mocked in the popular press for seemingly collapsing to unconscious punches from Tyson. Okay, so I guess he was like phantom punches or whatever. All right, so look, shout out to Big Rick Slaps. Big Rick Slaps, what up, what up, what up? Make sure y'all, like and subscribe to Big Rick Slaps on the social media. You know what I mean? Also, make sure y'all tune in to Easily Big on Tuesday on Knowledge and Relationships, all right? Tuesday evenings. You know what I mean? They come on whenever they come on. Y'all just be ready because it's up and it's stuck, all right? Yes, sir. Salute Big Rig. Yeah, you already know. All right, so y'all already know what happened with him and Holyfield. I'm not going to read that. You already know what happened during the rematch. I'm not going to read that. You know what I'm saying? So I just wanted to profile Tyson real quick because as you've heard, Tyson has a very, very interesting story. You know what I mean? He went through a lot of different challenges. You know what I mean? And he was able to overcome, mostly everything that he went through, if not everything. Very intelligent man. One point of reference I would tell you to do is definitely watch the documentary Tyson. Okay? You can find it on YouTube. All right? It is free with commercial. You know what I'm saying? Or with ads or whatever. But watch that, man. I'm telling you. Tyson documentary is great. He narrates mostly all of it. You know what I'm saying? It's incredible, man. It's incredible. You know what I mean? So, definitely. Mike Tyson is a certified legend, man. You know what I mean? He definitely exemplifies the statement that I put in all these people I profile, which is black being gold. You know what I'm saying? He's definitely golden, man. He's definitely a legend. He's definitely somebody that, people should definitely salute. You know what I mean? Admonish, look up to, all that. You know what I mean? Give him his flowers, give him his love, man. You know what I mean? Because Tyson definitely, is that and more. And salute to him for representing Brownsville, representing my community, representing our community, man, representing all of Brooklyn, all of New York. I appreciate that from Tyson, man. That brother really came in and really, really tore the game apart, man. And was tearing these opponents apart, too. He was putting some boots to asses, trust me, he was. Know what I mean? But listen, y'all. Know what I mean? Like I said, I'm not going to be here for a long time. You know what I mean? I just came through to, do the show real quick, you know what I'm saying? Give a shout out to Iron Mike, man. You know what I mean? And definitely give me your top 5 boxes. I'm going to give you my top 5 real quick before I get up out of here, share my last stories. My top 5 boxes of all time, right? This is my list, okay? My list, all right? This ain't nobody else's list. This is mine. So don't come up here. Don't come at me, sending me a message. Don't even come up in the stream, trying to get at me for my top 5 list, all right? These are my top 5, all right? Number 1, Floyd Money Mayweather. I ain't never seen nobody outbox, you know what I mean, or outfight Floyd Money Mayweather, all right? Money May was the truth, and he never lost, all right? And I mean, listen, you can say whatever you want. You don't have to like Mayweather. You can think that he's an asshole, whatever you think about him, right? But Mayweather got busy in that ring. You know what I'm saying? And to me, he's the best ever. You know I mean, he's definitely TBE like he called himself. I mean, he gets down for the crown. Number 2, Muhammad Ali. I mean, Muhammad Ali, 3-time undisputed world heavyweight champion, activist, socialite. I mean, fought for our people. You know what I'm saying? He definitely, I mean, is definitely up there as well. I mean, number 3, Iron Mike Tyson. I got Tyson at number 3. You know what I mean? And I already laid out all the Tyson accolades in the stream. You know what I mean? What he did for my neighborhood, all that. What he means to us, what he means to the community, what he means to us as a people, all that. Number 4, Joe Louis. All right, Joe Louis was definitely getting busy. You know what I mean? Definitely putting heads to bed. You know what I'm saying? Knocking dudes out. All right? You know what I'm saying? And my number 5 boxer, even though I've only been able to kind of see clips of him, right? But to me, I think he's number 5. Hell, he could even be higher than number 5 if you really ask. You really ask a lot of experts. Sugar Ray Robinson. Not Sugar Ray Leonard, Sugar Ray Robinson, the original Sugar Ray. All right? Sugar Ray Robinson was a beast. All right? He was the man. All right? Look him up. There's another dude, I think, named Henry Armstrong or something like that. He was nice with his too. All right? You know, I'll throw some honorable mentions in there. You know what I mean? My man, you know, my man, what you call it? You know what I'm saying? De La Hoya, like De La Hoya as well. You know what I mean? Ricky Wright, Pernell Whitaker, Roy Jones Jr. Roy Jones Jr. is definitely up there for me, man. I really have him in my top 5. I just think them other brothers are a little bit better. Just a little bit. Not by much, but a little bit better. But Roy Jones definitely in my top 5, man. Definitely. You know what I mean? Definitely should be. And I'll put him at like 5A or something like that. But yeah, man, it's something I really, 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 you know, dig boxing, man. I really love it. I think it's a phenomenal sport. It's a beautiful sport, man. Boxing is definitely an art. Okay, and it's more mental and emotional than it is physical. The physical part comes last. And any great boxer, any great fighter will tell you that. The physical part always comes last. But listen, y'all, I just want to, you know, give Mike Tyson his flowers real quick. This has been another episode of Black is Gold, episode 3. Stay tuned for episode 4, all right, where I profile another great Tyson. But this time, it is a woman who is dignified, you know what I mean, who is definitely an example. You know what I mean? Let me tell you this. She lived a full life. That's the only clue I'm gonna give you. This woman lived a full life, okay? That's the only clue I'm gonna give y'all for tomorrow, all right? Thank y'all for tuning in, man. Thank y'all for rocking out with me. You know what I mean? As a great, wonderful, you know what I mean, heavenly sister in the stream. You know what I'm saying? QB would say, be intentional. With that, y'all, I'm out.
The DJ.